Hello guys, and welcome to a new chapter of environmental systems. Today's topic is the cycles of nature. Recycling is very important to prevent not only contamination, but also to prevent that our resources run out. This is why we recycle glass, paper, and aluminum. Nature does the same thing with the elements that they need for life. This is why we are going to study the cycles of nature, like carbon cycle, oxygen cycle, water cycle, and finally the nitrogen cycle. Are you ready? So let's start. The water cycle is probably the one that you are mostly familiar with. Many times we don't see the importance of this cycle, so we're going to see the basics of this particular cycle of nature. In this process, first is involved the sun. Some of the solar power that the earth receives is concentrated in the bodies of water, such as the ocean, rivers, ponds, among other water sources. This solar power heats up the water throughout the day, and that causes it to change the form from liquid into gas. In this process is called evaporation. Since this water vapor is very light, it moves up to the sky, and when it does, it gets cooler, returning to the liquid form, and gets stuck in the dust of the pollen and other particles that are naturally suspended in the air. When those particles get together, they start forming clouds, and as more and more particles of water clump together, they get heavier and heavier, causing the water to finally fall in the form of rain, when this process repeats over and over. Now we're going to change to the carbon and oxygen cycle, very important for all living things, and linked one to another. When the organisms breathe, they take in the oxygen that is naturally available in nature and expel carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide is then absorbed by the plants because even though it is a waste product for most living things, carbon dioxide is the most important thing for plants and photosynthesis. In photosynthesis, the plants take the energy from the sun, the carbon dioxide from the air, and water from the soil, and combine them to produce oxygen and glucose, which the plants use as food. Now, do not forget that living things are not the only source of carbon dioxide in the earth. There are cars, factories, and other sources that contribute with the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, which are also recycled by plants. The nitrogen cycle. Nitrogen is in fact the most abundant gas in nature. However, it is found in the form that the plants cannot use. In order for the plants to use it, it has to be changed in the form of NO3. To obtain this NO3, the nitrogen has to be fixed by the bacteria. The bacteria is found in the nodules of the plants. In the soil, the nitrogen is found in the form of ammonium salt or ammonia. These components have to be fixed by the bacteria found in the roots of the plants. These bacteria transform the ammonium salt and the ammonia into NO3, which is the form that the plants can use it. Then, when an organism comes and eats the plants, they ingest the nitrogen they need for their functions, and when they go and die, they return this nitrogen back into the soil. And this is how the cycle begins again. With this, we finish our class for today. So I hope you enjoy it, and I welcome to the next class the next time.